Welcome to a video on how to get good at Thorn Apart, the one legendary where instead of outright replacing your primary weapon with something else, it just decides to be minuscule as shit and only add a secondary fire, because clearly despite one support class getting something cool, the other has to get something utter shit in return. Let's get started. Thorn Apart is a legendary upgrade that can be equipped for Rose and grants her access to a secondary fire that can be used with pressing the same button that you normally aim down sights with. But obviously, when first spawning in, you will instantly notice that the bar is empty and you will have to charge it up to various points in order to get access to the orbs. There are 5 balls of fuckery to obtain in total, and you obtain one of them when you reach the following percentages of charge as shown on screen right now. In other words, the first 3 balls will be easy as fuck to charge, whilst the last 2 will take donkey's years to obtain. Each ball of fuckery can deal a total of 20 damage, so with all 5 in hand, you can deal up to 100 damage in a single go. Or if you use a power of Jinx, then that goes up to 130 damage maximum. This grants you essentially a method of telling any low health class in the game, should they try to third party you, to essentially go fuck themselves, and send those aggressive little cunts back to their fucking spawn. But how does one charge up the balls of fuckery, you ask? Well, there are 2 methods of doing so. The first method, which is active at all times, is a passive generation, charging the meter at a rate of 0.8% per second, which if you really are unable to play the game, and are too much of a pussy to be seen without all 5 orbs, then, by the power of waiting 2 entire fucking minutes, you will have all 5 generated and ready to go. But this is far from efficient, as if you want to get those balls of fuckery faster and cheese the shit out of one-on-one fights, then for starters, you need to actually play the damn game, because the other method of charging the shit out of your meter is through using your abilities, or being a good Samaritan, or mercy main, whatever works. Each of your 3 abilities can provide charge to your meter and allow you to potentially fill the entire thing in a matter of seconds. Jinx can provide 15% if you are to get an assist from the ability, but if you kill the jinxed opponent yourself, you gain a third of your meter. Goatify can provide 15% per enemy turned into a goat, so if you can time it just right, one single use of the ability can grant you an entire fucking meter. Enigma can grant 7.5% per rollout, which can stack depending on how many teammates you are boosting at once, but by far the most powerful way to gain charge for your meter is by reviving your numbnut teammates. Each successful revive will grant you 40% of your meter instantly, which when factoring in the passive charge, means that just 2 revives will grant you the entire fucking thing. Who would have thought that being a mercy main would be so rewarding at your teammates' expense? But if you get killed at any time, you better hope those dipshits are around to resurrect you, for if they aren't, then tough shit, for you will have to start again with an empty charge. But if they manage to use one other that collect 7 brain cells and actually resurrect you, then you get to keep all of your progress for another day. In terms of strengths, Thorn Apart allows you to essentially delete light health classes from the game with a single button press. It can be charged near instantly through effective ability usage or resurrecting teammates. Whilst the passive rate may be slow, it still allows you to charge your meter even if your abilities are on cooldown. However, Thorn Apart only deals up to a maximum potential of 130 damage with Jinx, so if a scientist is actually doing their job, then you will just miss out on a lot of kills. The passive charge rate, whilst useful, barely contributes to the charge of the meter, so it should not be relied upon. Lastly, as with every legendary upgrade, because it comes with a hefty 5-point price tag, you are limited in terms of upgrade combinations. Speaking of which, there are only 2 combinations you should be using when it comes to Thorn Apart, as to get the most out of it. The first combination involves using the upgrade with Carpool, which extends Enigma's duration by up to 75%. This can allow you to essentially farm your meter so fucking quickly, it's not even funny. The other, more cheesy combination is using both Refreshing Revive and Super Savior and cheesing revives in order to charge your meter. You start the revive normally and then hop in Enigma once it's going in order to properly secure the revival and ensure that no one can fucking stop you. Thanks to this guide, you will now be the master of fucking over light classes, as well as cheesing the shit out of one-on-one fights by surprising enemies with a shit ton of damage. Be sure to come back for the next episode next week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.